guys, it's Proud Cat Lover, and today I'm going to be doing my Q&A. I wish I could find a better place to put my camera, but for now, I had to put on a wad of shirts, because just hold it up. So here I've got all my questions written down so I can read them to you, and like I said in the update that was either the last one I did or the previous one to that one, all the questions will be in the description, and the certain times that each one gets asked will be recorded in there as well, so you can go to that certain time to hear your question be read and answered. So I'm going to go, excuse me, in the order that they were asked. So Vincint Moya, he asks, can you do more care videos, and what animals have you ever owned? I am planning on doing some more care videos because I really enjoy doing that. It's fun. And it also helps me to share experiences that I've had that have worked well with caring for certain animals. So I will be doing more care videos. So if anyone wants to suggest which ones I'd like to see the most, like crested geckos or leopard geckos or cats, gerbils, fish. I've cared for a lot of... I'm not too good at fish, so probably don't ask for fish. And I don't have fish right now, so... with the animals, I've owned cats, dogs, gerbils, crested geckos, leopard geckos. I've owned guppies, betas, tetra, these are all fish, these ones. I've owned a green anole. Let's see. I think I've had some praying mantises. We'll just go through insects real quick. Praying mantises, wheel bugs. I've had a jumping spider, a wolf spider, hissing cockroaches. Right now I've also got my dubias, but I don't really consider them. They're partially a pet, but I am breeding them to be food for another pet, so I don't know if I'd consider them a pet. But yeah, those are all the ones that I've had before as pets. I haven't had any crazy ones, I don't think. We did for an hour have a turtle until Mom found out, and then she was like, get rid of that. Yeah, turtles weren't allowed back then, but someday I'm going to have a gardener snake. You just wait. So the next question is from Pets 101, and there is 3 questions that she asks. And the first one is, what other pets besides the kind that you already have would you like to have? Well, I really would like to get a gargoyle gecko someday. Even though some people think they're kind of ugly, I think they're kind of cool looking. And they're similar care to the crested geckos, so it'd be easy for me to pick up and learn. Another pet that I'd like to get someday is a bird. I don't know if I've been looking at spice finches, and they're really neat, except I think with them, which normally with all birds, you want to have at least 2 so they don't get lonely. Some birds like to be, you know, loners, and others like to be community birds. I know spice finches are community birds, and then there's also those little, I don't know if they're parakeets. They're those little birds that are about this tall, and they come in like yellow or green or blue. I really like the lavender colored ones of those. And so someday when I'm not in my room, just because my room's pretty small, I mean, look at this. It's kind of tiny. Here's, over here, the reptile tanks. There's more reptile tanks, there's that. Then there's the closet, there's my bookshelf, and then back to me. So it's a very small room for all the animals that I have. I'll fix that. So I'd like to be able to own more pets, I just don't have room for it. Once my reptile shelf gets built over there, then I'll have room for my baby crested geckos when I start breeding, but otherwise I don't have room for it. But I'd like to have those ones I listed. Her second question was, when did you first start getting interested in insects? Oh, I think I was around 10, but I think what really sparked my interest in insects is when I watched A Bug's Life. You know, when you're young, you really get influenced by that kind of stuff. So I started going outside and watching the ants, even though my brothers would be stomping on them or pouring water on their nest and stuff. I was like, don't do that! My mom told me that when I was like 6 or 7, that my little brothers would like to go out on the driveway and stomp the June bugs because they liked the crunch sound it made. She said that I would start crying and scream at them to stop. So I think even though I hadn't watched Bug's Life then and I hadn't started collecting insects, I think back then there was still an interest in them, and I still cared about them to the point where I didn't want people killing them. So, I mean, just by squishing them. That's just mean. So, but I truly started collecting when I was 11. So that's when I actually started catching stuff, and even though I didn't know how to kill it back then, I still would kind of let it die from starvation, which is mean, and I don't do that anymore. But back when you're 11, you don't know how to kill stuff. You don't want to squish it or do some weird thing. So then I started freezing them. And then when I got into 4-H when I was 14, then I actually was taught how to do everything properly with entomology. So that's when I actually started really getting into it. And her third question is, what made you interested in the insects? One, because they're so beautiful, and some of them are pretty cool. And they're really unique, each one is. It's pretty interesting, and especially when I started raising caterpillars and getting to watch the metamorphosis from caterpillar, or should I say larvae, to when it pupates or goes into a chrysalis, depending on what type we're talking about, moth or caterpillar. Moth caterpillar or butterfly caterpillar, I mean. Because with butterflies, I'm pretty sure it's a chrysalis. With certain moths, I'm pretty sure it's a cocoon. So anyway, when I started watching them become from a caterpillar to a moth or butterfly, that's what really got me interested in raising insects. And just really I'm the type of person I like to collect stuff. So when I first started collecting insects, I wanted to have one of everything. So that started sparking where if I don't have this one, I really need that one. Or if I have this one, no, I don't want that one because I already have it. So yeah, it's just mainly their beauty, how unique they are, getting to watch them go through life and getting to see all the cool things they do or all the annoying things they do, like mosquitoes or ticks or something. So that's what really made me interested, is just because of how neat they were, and they're just pretty cool. The last question is from Real TK Reptiles, and he asks, how old are you? Well, this is not a secret. I don't mind sharing how old I am. I am 21. And on December 9th, I am going to be 22. So I'm old. I'm a very old geezer. But also, when I turn 22, that'll be my 11-year mark of doing entomology. Well, I consider from when I was 11 and I started collecting, I kind of consider that as when I started. I mean, even though I really started when I was 14. So if you don't count the fact that I started when I was 14, then I've been doing it for 11 years. So anyway, guys, I enjoyed getting to answer these questions. Hopefully we'll get to do this again sometime soon. It's really fun getting to see what people are asking and get to answer their questions. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching and have a good day.